Hey guys, so today I have a little bit of an update to ColorLogic, which is my color system based on actions and layer stacking and everything else. I really want you to check out videos on that if you haven't seen it. That way you know how all this works. But if you're familiar with ColorLogic, or if you have it already, then you should have this update. It's just 20 more looks that I thought were really cool. And I kind of designed these off a lot of shaping. Let me explain what that means. So when you hit one, for example, what doesn't matter what you're doing or where you are in your workflow, probably going to be near the end of your workflow, if I'm honest, because these are like color grading and finalizers and things of that nature. Well, specifically, ColorLogic does have its own, individual finalizers, but these are some interesting grades that also do some shaping. So let's just start, right? So if I go to muted force and run that one, then as you can see, we have a pretty significant change. It's not just, in this case, the muting of the blues, which is an interesting look, which I love actually in many cases. And even though the shot of Miami kind of kills the blue sky, but you get the idea here, right? That also creates like a certain vibe because of the shaping going on. So what's going on inside the folder? Let's take a look. So we have a black and white adjustment layer, okay, set to luminosity blend mode. And then we're just changing the luminosity of the hues. I love to do that from time to time, sometimes experimentally, just to see what kind of cool stuff I can come up with. And like all of these settings, especially with ColorLogic, I want you to play with them. You can just leave the folder alone and run it and think that looks cool, and then change the opacity or whatever you want to do. But please remember, the idea is to open these up and play with them. Now, the second layer that I have in this case is my HSL layer, or hue and saturation layer. And as you can see clearly, it's reducing the cyans and the blues. I have this one at 90% opacity, so it's really, really muting that. And who knows what else I've done to create cool looks, testing across tons of images. But the HSL layer is there, and it's set to color blend mode to minimize luminosity shifts when you make these color changes. Again, I want you to play with it if you feel like it, if you think it's close, but let me change some things. Next, we have a gradient map set to luminosity blend mode and only black to white. And that's what I call, as you can see, grad shaping. So a lot of these are going to create that kind of light shaping via a gradient map in luminosity blend mode when it's black to white, right? And you can tap on the gradient and you can change these stops or the midpoint or whatever to change how it fits. Let me just try that again. There we go. To change how it flows and how it feels, to again work on the shaping. Right now it's currently 25% default opacity. You can change it to whatever you want. Let's say make it 40, gets a little more intense. Next, we have a classic luma curve, right? Set to luminosity blend mode specifically so you can do some luminosity shaping further. In this case, is enhancing what the gradient map is already doing, popping the highlights pretty strong, but keeping the shadows in check, but still a little bit of shadow softening right here on that output node. So again, that's just what this one has, but you're welcome to play with the curves however you need to make it look, to your eye, look good. And then we have a color wash. This is really like the hallmark, if you will, of this whole color set, is we have this color wash. And currently I have it on soft light blend mode. Okay. It's simply a solid color layer. You pick a color. In this case, it's like that brownish tone, and it's set to a blend if. Right now, this is going what I call sweep, a shadow sweep, focusing on the shadows and then slowly going away to the highlights, allowing that kind of color wash to come over the shadows and leave the highlights more neutral. Currently at 50%. If I make it 100%, it gets more intense. You see how that works, right? So that's the basic sort of infrastructure, if you will, of how I built these 20 color presets. So let's play with them, right? Just like the previous one, which I called acidity, that set of colors, these are not probably going to work really well for being stacked because they do so much. They're kind of like a singular impact, if you will. That said, I welcome you to stack them because you never know. It could be cool, right? So let's go to wide C. What's that about? Boom. See that? Off and on. Very, very different. If you look inside, you see we have the blue on the color wash. Who knows what all these other settings are? The reason why I say who knows is that I play with these very organically until I think that looks cool. And then I try it on multiple images, and if it passes the test, I keep it. That's how I make my presets, not just for Photoshop, but for all kinds of things, right? Evaporated, a little softer, okay, a little more crushed shadows, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, I love naming these things because it doesn't entirely matter what they are. That's what's part of the excitement, is that you can just play with things, which you don't know exactly what you're going to get. How about distress, the very bottom one? Okay, very blue, still muted, but has some powerful highlights. That's a big theme of this color set, is that you're going to have strong highlights, not over the top, and you can definitely control them, but these aren't super muted looks. This is about, okay, that one's semi-muted, but as you can see, the highlights on just about every look, I already did that one, the highlights on just about every look have a bit of a pop. And keep in mind too, the reason why I'm showing the presets on one image the way I do is so you can see how it can change an image's entire feel, right? And it may or may not work for that image, which is why I like multiple presets, right? So you have these up here, acidity, right? But you also have these new ones that I've created, which I call Ember, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, okay? And it just creates different things. So there's that one. Let's go to more alone. We're going to stack them this time, okay? Maybe 50% and 50%. And we get this sort of look. Who knows? As you can see, it's not just about the color. That's the point of Ember. It's about contrast and shaping, mostly luminosity shaping. So check those out. If you don't have ColorLogic, check it out on our website. I think you'll really, really like it. Please watch the videos about ColorLogic. And if you do have it, if you've already purchased it, then you will have already been emailed this Ember color grading presets here. So you can use them in your workflow with ColorLogic. You can use it like you can choose evaporated, and then you can also throw an acidity one in there, and then you can change all of the, opacity. Who knows what colors you can find. And again, a lot of people tell me, hey, I have all these actions. I have so many, it's getting out of control. Just delete ones you don't use, or keep the ones you really, really like, whatever makes sense to you, or keep them all. The idea is that these aren't necessarily for you to have master solutions. They're for you to explore and to be inspired. And that's what I like to do with these things. And that's why ColorLogic was invented, if you will. So check out Ember. If you have any questions at all, leave a comment below.